Watching the woman I love marry someone else is an excellent way to spoil my day. Being forced to officiate the very same wedding leaves a sour taste in my mouth. And getting stabbed for my trouble is the perfect ending to an already rotten experience. Not the outcome I would recommend to anyone. It should be a relief when the doors behind me blow open and the crew I recently left behind charges in, ready to defend and save me. But all I can see is George. I press a hand to my bleeding guts and struggle to stand. The prince has a hand in her hair and he's dragging her from the room. I have to go after them, but already my limbs are slow to respond, and the pain is spreading. The widening terror on George's face is all the warning I get before a shout sounds above me, and I turn in time to see one of Kirill's soldiers bring the blade down toward my neck. I've faced death so many times I don't flinch, even though I'm unarmed and defenseless. At the last second, a second blade appears, knocking the descending one away. Marrow stands above me, sword held high, mouth arranged in a snarl. And I know everything will be all right, even as I start to shiver from a cold no one else feels. "George," I say, as the room shudders. "The prince, he took her." "We have to leave," Marrow says, hooking a hand under my arm and hauling me to my feet. I groan with the pain of it, feeling my insides shift, trying to escape through the opening the prince's dagger has left in me. I press tighter, wondering which organ I'm touching. A second shudder. "Are you tearing the building down?" I ask. "We rode one of the guns up the river." That's a sensible solution. How many times have I dreamed of blasting this entire wretched fortress into the sky? "Cinder," a voice rasps behind us. "You gave me your word." Kirill's face, usually so ashen, has turned a mottled purple. "Did I?" I say, and the effort of speaking leaves me breathless. "You know what happens to those who go back on their promises to me." "She didn't." Marrow steps between us. "I broke it for her." Their approach toward Kirill is a thing of beauty. That walk, the set of their shoulders, is the final thing so many people have ever witnessed. Does Kirill know it's his last? But the edges of my vision darken, so I don't get to see the outcome. Only hear it. Steel rings out, then the swish of an unmet blade, and then the soft gurgle of a man with his throat slit. The pain when Marrow pulls me to my feet a second time is white-hot, and for a while it's all I know. "George." I bob on delirium, and water splashes around me. "We have to go after her." "You're done making decisions for today." "No. George." I struggle, or try to, though I'm not sure my arms and legs are working together. "Stop." Marrow's hand on my forehead is ice when the rest of me feels like it's on fire. "You'll tear more, and the doctor won't be able to patch you up. Your princess will be disappointed to hear it." We find her. Or Marrow does. I'm too weak by then to do anything but lie in bed. Not a very impressive sort of pirate. We sail on, and later I hear how my brave princess killed the prince herself. She never needed my help in the first place. The doctor forces me to stay in bed longer than I want. He says there might be a touch of infection, and makes me swallow cups of his foul brews and smears a yellowy paste on the wound. The skin around the crooked stitches is hot and tender. So he might be right. Once I sneak out of the cabin, if only so I can feel the breeze on my face and smell the salt ocean for a moment. And the effort leaves me so exhausted I have to lean on the rail for support. George finally helps me back to the sofa in my cabin, where she leaves me to get food from Rosie like I'm a helpless child who needs to be fed. This is how Marrow finds me.